Hello everybody, your boy Zach's back to attack another feature film, and today we're going to be going over the middle chapter of the Unbreakable trilogy, 2016's Split. I'm sorry for not getting the reviews for Unbreakable and Split out before the upcoming release of Glass, as that was my intention, but I have been coming down with a bit of cold. And I was in the midst of working on it before said cold infliction, so I guess it'll be released when it gets released. Now this film has been out a few years, so I am going to get into some spoiler territory, but if you want to watch this video spoiler free, I am going to be putting up spoiler warnings so you can mute the video and unmute the video at certain spots. And without further ado, let's get started! Split follows three girls that are kidnapped by a man who is diagnosed with a total of 23 distinct personalities, and they must escape before the emergence of the frightful new 24th identity, also known as the Beast. Now this film cuts back and forth between James McAvoy's character with his psychologist and the three girls trying to find a way out. I think whoever did the casting for this film did a great job, as the three people that were integral to this film passing or failing were rightly cast. That being the psychologist, our main character Casey, and James McAvoy's split personality character. The psychologist character, Dr. Karen Fletcher, played by Betty Buckley, did a great job. I loved her character. She was a firm believer and supportive with those with split personality disorder and wanted to help those with it. You can tell she really cares about each one of the separate personalities and takes an interest in each one of them. It was the way Fletcher was portrayed by Betty Buckley that had me really care for her and really put me on the edge of my seat for her character's fate in the last half of this film. Casey Cook, played by Anya Taylor-Joy, did a great job as well. At first I thought she was a dim-witted character making these dumb decisions, and it was having me scratch my head as to why she was the way that she was, but as revealed through flashbacks, it helped me understand her character. I can see now that she understands these situations as she's been through some shit. And it's sad seeing such a happy, smiling little girl in the flashbacks, and then seeing her now and she's so dour and doesn't even look like she's able to crack a smile even once after all that sexual abuse from her uncle. I think the actress did a great job. I've seen her in Thoroughbreds and I really liked her in that, but I haven't seen her in much else, but I have heard that she is a great actress, and if this film is any indication, I would have to agree, as every scene that she's in, I could feel her internal pain, and I could tell that she's been through some trauma, as seen in the ending scene when she's found by the Beast. It was Casey's trauma that she went through that saved her from the Beast, as he states to her,
"You are different from the rest." Your heart is pure. Rejoice. The broken are the more evolved. Rejoice.
The broken are the more evolved. He spares her because she's broken just like him. Of course, this line does make me wonder what he would think about a man that is unbreakable, and makes me that much more excited to see David Dunn and the Beast come face to face in Glass, and makes perfect sense as to why the Beast and Mr. Glass would team up. And even in the last shot of the film, she was told her uncle's here to pick her up, and just her face, you could just tell she's thinking in her head, no, not this shit, I'm not going back to that guy, not again. But it's also left in a way that you just don't know how the storyline's going to go. It's just left up in the air for you to kind of imagine, and I really like that. Hopefully they will cover what happens there in the upcoming Glass film, as I have seen that she is in some of the trailers, so she's definitely in the film, so it's just a matter of whether or not they address it. Finally, James McAvoy. My god, he was wonderful in this movie. He played several different identities, the main ones of which were the 9-year-old named Hedwig, a woman named Patricia, a man named Dennis, and he even played the characteristics of a beast in his 24th identity, and he played it very well. He was very terrifying as the Beast. Hedwig, the 9-year-old McAvoy plays, was definitely the highlight of the personalities, and he was hilarious in this film. McAvoy plays a very convincing child. I straight up believe that there was a 9-year-old boy in that adult man's body. As for the devious Patricia character, I think James McAvoy played a British woman very well. I believed every second of this portrayal, which would definitely be a tough sell for any actor, but James manages to pull it off. It was also great acting on McAvoy in the meeting with Dr. Fletcher, when we see one personality, Dennis, impersonating another personality, Barry. You could see the interpersonality Dennis getting agitated with Dr. Fletcher and not believing he is who he says he is, but he managed to pull it off like it was Barry that was the one being agitated and not Dennis. And then later in another session when Dr. Fletcher asked Dennis to reveal himself, the expressions his face makes as he's shifting from one fake personality to the real one as he sits there, it's really cool. You can really tell when Dennis reveals himself, showing that there is indeed a new person sitting in that chair in the same body. It was an excellent performance here. And then there's Kevin, the actual person the body belonged to, and I kind of feel bad for Kevin because he's also a victim of abuse just like Casey, and he's lost control of his mind through it all. And whenever he finds a moment into the light, he just looks around and sees what's happening to him, and he looks at Casey and he asks her to kill him. I think that's absolutely heartbreaking. McAvoy did this character, and he did this character spectacularly well. He actually managed to make you believe he was a whole new person with every personality he did. He did a brilliant job, and he was an absolute scene stealer in every single scene he was in. It's probably his best performance to date. I only had a couple of problems. The three main actors that mattered were great, but the two girls that were trapped with Casey were only okay. And sometimes I just thought they were a bit much in the way that they were acting, and whenever it came to their characters' fates, I didn't really care. Whenever they were in danger, I was like, oh well. I really think that they could have had a bit more focus. The other complaint I have is the flashbacks. Yes, they're important to the story, and you know this by the end of the film, but they take you out of the film. They took me out of the film, definitely, like every single time. I was wondering, why show this to me? How is this important? Why show it now? They also seemed ill-placed, and some of them I didn't even think were all that necessary. I think only a couple of them were necessary, so I think the rest could have just been cut from this film completely. If you have seen Unbreakable and you plan on seeing the upcoming release of Glass, then you most definitely 100% need to go see this film. If you're looking for a unique split personality thriller, then I say go see this film. If not, I still say go see this film because it was a blast, much like Unbreakable. And much like Unbreakable, it is a bit of a slow burn, so you need to know that going into this film. Just know that it's not for everybody, so if you're wanting to see the so-called Beast character going crazy throughout the majority of this film, you'll probably be disappointed. And you might even be disappointed with what you get from the Beast character in this film, but not me. I thought it was dope, very frightening, and definitely not someone I want to meet, that's for sure. I thought Split was a great movie. I give this film an 8 out of 10.
In the sun, we will find our passion. In the sun, we will find our purpose, etc.
So guys, have you seen Split? If so, comment down below, let me know what you guys thought about it. Do you like it? Do you hate it? Do you agree? Do you disagree? I want to know. And without further ado, fellas, Zach, let's once again leave your boy Zach a like and hit the subscribe button on your way out, as I would very much appreciate it. I've been Zach Tech, you've been you, thanks for watching.
etc.